Alright guys, how's it going? In this video we're going to be talking about Fabrizio Romano. If you're new around these parts and you've got earphones and you might want to take them out. Are you ready? Fabrizio Romano. Mo Salah! There you go, see, if you don't know, you're not old school. And it's not that old actually, really, when you think about it. We know. The regulars around these parts. We know what's coming when we say Fabrizio Romano. Mo Salah! Exactly. Right, so... Romano, he said Liverpool have not been approached by Paris Saint-Germain for Luis Diaz so far. No negotiations or talks taking place. LFC not showing any desire or plan to sell Diaz, considered key top player. PSG have different priorities and currently not working on Luis Diaz deal. So let's just take a little look at this, shall we? Let's first of all, so Liverpool have not been approached by PSG. I'd agree with that. So far, which basically means not ruling it out. Yeah. No negotiations or talks taking place. So PSG are not talking to Liverpool or even the player or his camp. That's what Fabrizio wants you to believe, and I would agree with that. Yeah. Liverpool showing no desire or plan to sell Diaz. Well, they wouldn't, even if they wanted to, because then, you know, a player can say, well, I never asked for a transfer. You know what I'm saying? I never asked for a transfer. So where's my fucking golden handshake? You know what I'm saying? So, you know, a club is never going to admit they want to sell someone. You know what I mean? The same reason why players very rarely submit transfer requests, because they are then, you know, they're saying, I want a transfer. So then the club can say, well, you're not into you wanted it. We're not giving you fucking anything. You know what I'm saying, guys? So I wouldn't pay too much attention to that. However, I would agree that unofficially, I don't think Liverpool are trying to offer Luis Diaz to anybody. He's considered a key top player. I would agree that Liverpool think he's an important member of the squad, as Rafa Benitez would say, for sure. But I also think they'd say he's a key top player if they were looking to sell him, because they'd say, we're not getting rid of him, he's fucking important. You know what I'm saying? PSG have different priorities, I wouldn't know, and are currently not working on Luis Diaz, or a deal for Luis Diaz. So, and I would agree with that, because when the speculation started about Luis Diaz recently, it was focusing mainly on Barcelona, which is where I think he would like to go. And I remember commenting on here in a video and on the members' website and wherever that the PSG link sounded very suspicious to me. I thought that was maybe the Diaz camp, you know, trying to put a bit of pressure on Barcelona. Maybe I can't remember who made the claim. I think it was the media back in Luis Diaz's homeland. Actually, it wasn't the Spanish media, or well, they don't even like being called the Spanish media up at Barcelona, but I think it wasn't from Spain, making some claim that Luis Diaz would cost Barcelona more than 100 million. And that's, you know, I mean, Barcelona are broke, you know, they haven't got, you know, that kind of money. I wouldn't know what they could stretch to if they wanted to sign Luis Diaz. I wouldn't know. But that's by the by. But I'm just saying there has been reports about that. And I think when those reports come out, you know, that could be just something like, that could be like Luis Diaz's father talking to someone at Liverpool, you know, like in a joking, informal thing, you know, saying, oh, you know, Barcelona wants him. Yeah, well, it costs more than 100 million. We can fucking forget it. You know, and then that conversation could be relayed, to journalists back in their, you know, in their homeland, and then can be made to sound like Liverpool would really want more than 100 million kind of thing. That's just my opinion, just how I can imagine things then appearing in the newspapers, if you like. The question is, why are we hearing speculation about Luis Diaz? I actually think Luis Diaz is trying to instigate a move from Liverpool. But I think not to any club. I think it's a dream move, if you like, to Barcelona for obvious reasons. I think that's part of their plan. Whether they'll get it or not's another thing. And it could just be to coincide with the departure of Jurgen Klopp. You know, nothing to suggest that he's specifically unhappy at Liverpool or anything like that, but maybe now is a good time to consider it. And I do believe that, guys. I can't, you know, verify that. It's up to you what you believe, but this is what I believe. I do think that there has been dialogue between Barcelona and the Luis Diaz camp, which could be his father, it could be other representatives or whatever. I think if they could move Luis Diaz to Barcelona, that they would jump at it. We haven't got a manager to deal with, players from the end of the season onwards. So we don't know how, a new manager would think. You don't want to lose players. That's number one. But you also may want to finance deals for other players. And if you know a player wants to leave, you're not really going to stand in his way. But I don't think this is a case or a situation where Luis Diaz is, I want to get out of this club, I want to go and play somewhere else, I want to better myself. I think it's just a case of, I really want to go and play for Barcelona. That's what I'd like to do. But the problem there is the financial side of it. If you don't know what I'm talking about, if you just go on Google and just put like Barcelona financial problems or something and then click news or whatever, I know some of you did. I said that in a recent video when we last spoke about Luis Diaz and Barcelona, and some of you reported back to me and said, "Yeah, Dunk, thanks. I've worked it out now. What's going on there?" So Fabrizio Romano is an update about nothing really. I would be inclined to ask why he's saying this. As much as Fabrizio Romano is seen as a likable guy and, an honest guy, there are a lot of people that think that he's a shyster as well, that he is responsible for helping agents or players. And, but that's, if that's his job, he's no different to like an agent in some ways, maybe, if you know what I mean. Like how an agent uses the media to instigate things, and if he's your friend, and I'm not saying, people will say, oh, he was getting paid to unsettle players or this, that, and the other. I have no idea about that. I like Fabrizio Romano, I do. And he's a very successful man, and I think a lot of the LFC clique of journalists that have started YouTube channels and newsletters all look at Fabrizio Romano and wish they were him. Do you know what I mean? So I like the guy personally, but I always, say to people, when you see claims, transfer claims, if it's not like in the Daily Star or TalkSport or one of these shitty accounts on here or whatever, I always say, like, if it's from a more credible thing or someone of standing, which Fabrizio Romano is, I always say to people, ask yourself, why am I reading it? Like, I haven't seen Liverpool fans running around flapping about Luis Diaz and PSG. So if they were, and there was a lot of, everyone's talking about that, you could understand Fabrizio Romano chiming in, right? Because he's addressing something that's topical, like we do on here. But I'm not really seeing that. So it's kind of like one of the most you're denying something that no one's really paying any attention to or really giving it any thought. Unless I'm missing something here. So for that reason, it makes me suspicious as to why he's putting that out there. Is that for the benefit of Barcelona, for example? Do you know what I mean? Like, I need to refer to the text again. I don't like to speculate or get words wrong. Liverpool showing no desire or plan to sell Diaz, considered a key top player. I'm not really sure how that would... could it help Barcelona, that? Liverpool have no desire to sell Barcelona, so you'd have to pay quite a bit to get him. Maybe. Who knows? But there's certainly nothing here from, Luis Diaz does not want to leave Liverpool. It doesn't say that, does it? It's Liverpool have not been approached. PSG are not trying to do anything. Liverpool not showing any desire to sell. He's a key top player, according to Liverpool. But there's nowhere in here does it say Luis Diaz is happy at Liverpool and he wants to stay there. So you just have to give it some thought sometimes. I genuinely, right? And this, maybe we're always looking for conspiracy theories or something. I'm not. When I see Fabrizio Romano tweet, I usually think, all right, yeah, I understand that. But I don't really understand why he's mentioning it. So it just makes me a little bit suspicious. All right. So the reason for the video is to tell you what he's saying. It draws some questions, I think. And to say that I absolutely do believe that Luis Diaz is trying to instigate a move out of Liverpool, but only to Barcelona. I don't think the PSG link was ever genuine. It's suspicious, guys, and I just want to plant that seed with you guys to consider that. But, don't this isn't like a fuck Luis Diaz if he wants to leave, blah, blah, blah. I understand it if he has a desire to go and play. As long as you conduct your exit, professionally and respect our club, then no problem, you know what I mean? So, but I don't think we've heard the end of it, Don't know if it'll happen. I just don't see how Barcelona could finance it. And I don't really know what Liverpool Football Club would be looking for, transfer fee-wise if they wanted to sell him. So it might be just a case of, well, you might want that move, Sunshine, but you're not going to get it because they can't afford it. We've spoke many times on here years ago, really, about Mo Salah and Real Madrid, and the Egyptian plan and all that, but that's never come to fruition, has it? So it's just one of those things. Worth touching on, though. And like I say, I just think it's a little bit strange that Romano decided to tweet about that today. Right, that's it. I'll leave that with you. Please thumbs up the video if you appreciate my effort. Doesn't mean you support what I'm saying or want that to happen or whatever. Please leave a comment, and if you want to buy me a coffee or a beer or whatever, hit the super thanks button, read the video description, join the newsletter, follow me on social media, blah, 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 and see you on the live stream later today. Cheers, guys.